All right. Welcome back to Gas in the Tank MMA podcast with myself, Jon Daddy Ravioli Aiello, and the usurper, Darcy Vendy.
Meet again.
Just before we get into things, this will be our third and final podcast of 2024. We'll be recapping anything significant, I guess. This isn't really like a structured one. We just sort of have little topics that we're going to touch on. Wanted to quickly say thank you to Musashi for hooking us up with our supplements, Replenish for being our electrolyte sponsor, and I'm just going to give a little shout out to Cage Kit for looking after me for my training clothes and day-to-day wear. So now that that's out of the way, what do we have to talk about?
Just catch up on everything, really. Christmas events, everything to like. Yeah. What
So-
was first up?
Should we start on the TFC Christmas Party?
Yeah.
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 What were your main takeaways? Highlights?
It was a bloody good time.
Yes.
That's what it was. Yeah, it was good. First time kind of culminating together as a team, like in a big manner. I don't really feel like we've done it to that extent before. Yeah, it was really good. Everyone getting a little bit buckled, necessary. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
Yeah, obviously, just to touch on that, it felt cool. Like you said, we've been there, but not been there. Like, we've been at the parties a little bit. Like, we've seen glimpses of what it was, but like, just due to like external factors, neither of us were really able to like fully enjoy ourselves and let our hair down. We've been hyping this up for months. Like, I was like, dude, I'm getting Darcy to the Christmas party at TFC so we can just absolutely rinse everyone with our overconfidence and happiness.
Real partnership.
Exactly. So yeah, personal highlights for me, getting to have a like good real chat with Lorena. That was like we ended up being the three best friends at the end of the night. And just actually like getting to, I don't know, when liquor's flowing, you just get a bit more. You get more openness from people. People tend to be a bit more themselves and
Drop
tell
the
you
inhibitions.
Yeah, and they tell you a bit more like what they think about you, and you get a bit more of a realistic perception of how you are in their eyes. And for me personally, I won't go into details, but it was really cool to talk to my two bosses and mentors, Ben Johnston and James Jarvie. It was really cool, especially us two,
Yeah.
because it feels like they're like their own little team, and like they built TFC, and it's like we're our own little team, but we've like been brought in by them, and it's just
apprenticeship.
Yeah, it feels really cool, and that was probably my big highlight, now that my serotonin has returned. So yeah.
What is that? Yeah. Nah, I wholeheartedly agree. That was definitely a big highlight. But personally, I'd say despite the fact that it didn't happen on the night, got the full law chat about Nick Capu, his whole life and leading up to where he is now, and getting a lot of context as to who he is as a person and why he is the way he is. Yeah, but top 3 most respected people in my life. Yeah, there's a lot of good things said during that time. A lot of tears shed.
I'm yet to hear the lore of slick Nick Kepu, but yeah, obviously I've told you before. He just is a great example of a good man in my opinion. Looks after his family, looks after his boys, looks after his
You wait.
Mate, Nick, I'm coming for you, mate. You're gonna have to tell me the same bloody story because I want to know. I want to know about the people I like and love. Actually, love you, Nikki, and my partner Nikki as well. Crop it up.
Not enough to bring her to the Christmas party.
Oh, she had her own thing. My hands were tied. On that, just as well, just before we get off the TFC Christmas party, because this was started and then finished at a later date. Obviously, your conversation with Nikki, but the night started. What Jarvis hung out there for a bit, did a bit of You
A
know,
bit of fun and games, drinking games.
yeah, mucking around the honourable.
Love games.
Yep, the love games with you. Bailey's creamy. They they did the honourable, dishonourable mentions, the
Yeah.
awards, and
Some of the beautiful plaques that he'd made, old Jonathan here, and his artistic integrity.
I try. And then
Surely you can clip those in.
yeah, I'll clip them in.
Yeah,
I'll clip 'em
cool.
in. So we had Dan, Carter, Nick, Uncle, Lorena,
Nick.
Were there any others?
No, I think that was
Oh,
it.
Sinead.
Oh, yeah.
Sinead had a good one.
Harry.
And Harry. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sick. That was cool. And then we went out to the valley, went to a few different places, and then it all wrapped up with what? You, me, Lorena, Nate Law at Pancake Manor.
Yeah. Where it was always supposed to be.
That's exactly how it was meant to
It
go.
was the only timeline that was happening
Perfect preparation meets opportunity.
in.
Yeah, I got nothing bad to say about Pancake Manor. It gave us a beautiful experience and memory. So,
Such a sick
Good for them.
interior. Honestly, that was like I knew. Oh, okay. Well.
go on.
Yeah, nah.
We're foodies, so we're
Yeah.
gonna give a little review now.
Yeah, well, it was. I was no longer hungry afterwards.
Incredible.
Yeah, but it served its purpose in that sense. But man, if
Bullshit, we got Krispy Kremes.
yeah,
up.
oh no, true. Actually, you're fully right. Fuck. Yeah, cheers, Lorena. Needed to make that stop. Necessary evil. Nah, the interior of the whole place, I fucking loved it. I frothed that shit. Yeah. That was like the main reason really why I wanted to go. Obviously, it's like a sick little thing to do when you're out on the piss, but if you've never been there, the setting alone is definitely worth going for. Almost, it is in a cathedral. I was about to say almost like a church, but yeah, that is the case. It's like you're sitting in like little pews and stuff like that. Yeah, it's cool.
It's old school.
Yeah.
It's you could. Yeah.
That's what I feel like the Gold Coast is missing, kind of. Yeah,
Nah.
some sense of identity.
100%. We still got that thing in Burleigh. They won't knock down.
Veneers.
Yeah.
Every cunt got them. Yeah,
That's facts. But yeah, that ended. And then we'd had a plan to go get brekkie the next morning, and the God won't even. I'm not even plugging that place. not
Yeah.
even good. Not even good
Yeah.
enough.
Dishonorable mention to Josie North. Sorry, there's your plug.
That was the one that we didn't get to go to. I'm
Yeah.
not talking about the other one that we went to in the end. It was
Oh,
garbage.
yes.
I got food poisoning.
Yeah.
It was great. Actually, maybe I should let people know. Don't worry about it. You'll figure it out.
Yeah. When you catch the food poisoning.
Exactly. You'll know at any time if you have
feel it
breakfast.
coming out both ends.
You'll have breakfast in Brisbane. You go, I don't feel right. This is definitely where they were. You'll know before you order, to be honest. And then, well, yeah, I guess after that, like Christmas Day, you saw your family.
Yeah. Just went and did a bit of exercise in the morning and then caught up with the family and big group one. Kind of the first time that's happened in a long time. Not a long time, really, ever. So that was cool. Very enjoyable. Then what about yourself?
Did the same thing. Typically, we'd go up to Brisbane to see Nick's side of the family. This year, we did it earlier. We did it a few weeks prior. So we went up and saw everyone. It was nice to have like a full Christmas day with them, sort of thing. Like, so on Christmas Day, it's my partner's mum's birthday. So we did like a nice big like brekkie with her. She got like showered with gifts, which is always cool because she's such a gem. And then, yeah, then we just like packed up, went back to Eleanor where my parents live. You know, had a couple beer ears, and yeah, the night just sort of kicked on. Had Logan and Laura over, and Fanny, yourself, and yeah, we just sort of had a little bloody festive celebration. So it was nice. Yeah.
Chat shit until there was literally nothing else to chat shit about.
Yes, exactly.
The 4 a.m. finish is not happening again.
It was, no, that's,
Yeah.
oh, we will touch on that. All right, yeah.
No, absolutely.
Great, all right, yeah. So I think I've thought about this lately because I don't drink and I don't party.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like when
you're in it.
I do, I feel like but I also feel like everyone's counting on me.
Yeah.
You know
Wait,
what? Dude, I know it sounds weird. It felt like the whole it feels like people are like, oh, Jon doesn't do this, but when he does, he is like kind of like I feel.
You got to keep the party moving.
It feels like,
Yeah.
it's like
No,
oh,
I get it.
John's steering the ship. He's making things happen because he's like he's still ambitious when he's drunk. So like he's steering this towards the sunset or the sunrise.
Yeah.
So like if everyone's it's like if I feel like people aren't having a good time or they're not having like the best time, I'm
I
like,
sensed that like twice out of you, hey?
Yeah.
I remember you walking out and you had like a weird nervous energy and I was like, what the fuck is going on here? This is like, oh yeah.
that was something else. But
Yeah.
no, 100%. It was very, very like, is everyone having a good time?
Yeah.
Because I hate the idea of bringing people to something
Mm.
and then them not having a good time.
Yeah.
So I just need to let that go a little bit because the candle is meant to fucking go out eventually.
Yeah.
You don't just start grinding matches into melted wax. And unfortunately, you and Fanny were the victims of that.
Yeah, fuck.
But Fanny literally...
We all did it to ourselves.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I feel like now there's a mutual understanding and we'll be better for it in the future.
Don't.
Go
Literally-
on.
Oh, yeah, literally just like, this is the valuable part of us, knowing when to fucking call it and like having our goals and shit in line and then getting to that point and being like, mate, this is the fucking, this is the initiation. You got to stay up until the fucking sun comes up as well.
Honestly, but Fanny's done that with us before.
I know, yeah,
it just
sure,
hasn't
actually
been
has.
us three.
Yeah.
It felt like, I'm going to call you out here, Fanny, because I know you're going to listen to this because you're a real fan and a real supporter. Love you, mate.
Part of the team.
It felt like in the back of my head, I was like, we've done this plenty of times now.
Yeah.
We've done this for a good year now. We've had our moments.
Yeah.
It felt like, look, bro, after my fight, we called it at like what, 12:30.
Yeah, true.
Like, yeah, bro, we've watched the fight, we've done our thing. That's the end. We go home, we wake up tomorrow, we go about our days like the athletes that we like to consider ourselves.
Yeah.
But like, yeah, that was like, in the moment I was like, nah, dude, I want Fanny here. I want him to feel like he's our mate. He's not just Logan's mate. Because you're not. You're our mate.
Truly.
And
Time well spent.
despite that it took me 2 days to be able to string a sentence together afterwards, all worth it in the pursuit of more beautiful friendship and greater times to come. Mr. Daniel James Locke. Check him out on Instagram. He subbed a purple belt the other day, I think.
Been putting in a lot of work lately.
Yeah. Well, I suppose that's basically all we'll touch on for Chrissy. Hope everyone had a lovely, silly season, as they say on the interwebs. Is there anything else around Christmas that we could,
No, nothing that comes to mind. It was all pretty cut and dry, to be honest. It was good reason, like good for that reason. Yeah.
Felt like, I don't know. I suppose more so it would be the year. We're going to talk about the year. The year that was.
Yeah.
By far my biggest year.
Yeah.
By far yours.
Definitely.
Just like what would you, looking back on it, what would you as your personal highlights of the year? Like obviously there's a big one, but like just like especially because I know like sort of the personal development we've both done over the year. If you want to talk about that.
Yeah. No, I'd man, it's kind of a hard one because there's been that many things that have like, and they've all like had their own place. And without any of the prior ones, you would never be able to have the ones that had come. But in all honesty, I would probably say having that conversation with you about pre-post Asterios fight. Yeah.
Oh, true.
Yeah.
Okay.
That was probably like the most emotionally charged part of the year for me. Yeah.
Fair enough.
Yeah. I don't know how much you want to go into on that,
No.
obviously. But
I'll talk about it now. I like it's not really like I like pretty much told all the boys afterwards. I was like, yeah, that like
yeah, they're
We-
boys though.
yeah, I suppose. I don't know. You know what? Let's keep that.
Yeah.
Let's keep that to us.
I
But
don't know.
I know what he's talking about, so this will be a great podcast for me to listen to.
Yeah.
No, that's good. It's cool to hear that. Like,
I love you, man.
I love you too, bro. I was just sitting here like, oh, I mean that much. Like,
when we've had these chats about like that scenario and like in post of it, yeah, that was like, and or kind of always is like, nah, it is like it's my number one priority. It definitely takes precedent over like a lot of the shit that I do, you know, or at the very least, like I put all that like, it kind of is just always ticking over like my life.
yeah,
So it's like, doesn't really like detract thinking about any of that. Yeah.
I think it's also like now that I'm like reflecting on it and like how it would have seemed to you, because like obviously there were like two people I really spoke to about it at the time of it happening.
Yeah.
Because I didn't feel like I could talk to anyone else. It was you and Nick.
Yeah.
But like, yeah, just I think because I'd started feeling a certain way as soon as we moved.
Yeah.
As soon as we moved, a whole lot changed, and I was like, oh, am I going to be able to do like, and having it felt like I was fighting by myself when I fought Jesse.
Yeah.
When I fought Jesse, that was like, oh, I don't want to do this, dude.
Yeah.
I don't want to be out here by myself if that's the fight I have, because it only takes one person with a bit more power to like actually clip me, and like all of a sudden I'm just like embarrassed.
Yeah.
And yeah, no, I probably should have started voicing concerns earlier, but obviously,
No.
I think for me to go off the back of that, the time before that,
Yeah.
because obviously we'd like sorted our shit before that. So then a personal highlight to go forwards to backwards would be holy holy.
Yeah.
That was mad. And then just all the lead up to it of like, again, can't really get into it. We kind of just went through a little bit of a phase.
Yeah.
Again, on another personal highlight, seeing Jonas make his debut.
Yeah.
Tie this in here.
Yeah.
We just kind of like,
oh, go on.
you go. No,
I
you
was
go.
literally just gonna say, yeah, you can just leave it at it. Like, weren't really doing the best in terms of a friendship. Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of roadblocks along the way, self-induced. But you know,
Better because of it.
yeah,
Better because of it. Because that was again like another thing where we could have just dipped.
yeah,
We could have just been like, all good. And that's the end of 3 other things now, because who knows what it, like, you know.
Oh, guaranteed it'll all be over.
Like, do you go, you know, do I, yeah.
Yeah.
Good year in that regard, personal development. Yeah, well, yes, fucking dog. We'll leave that. Jonas Solari makes his debut. Probably one of the most competent people in terms of like game plan. You tell him what to do, he'll do it. Like, it's crazy.
Yeah.
How easily that guy is
All
like.
of the fucking hours on Killer Instinct paying off.
Exactly. Just went in there and had a flawless performance despite breaking his hand, but did everything and then some. Like, there was not even like, obviously as a mate, looking at him, I'm like, oh, I'm worried for him because I saw him so concerned before he fought. Like, he's just a nervous dude.
Yeah.
Didn't have the warm up that I would have or anything like that. Just went out there and absolutely pelted the dude. Didn't get touched, and first round TKO.
Yeah.
That was cool. That was a personal highlight for me to see him, because I have trained with him for like 2+ years and I've always thought very highly of him. I've always been like, dude, you're so good.
He, having like known him since being like young, that was like my primary concern the entire time in the event that he was going to compete. Just thinking, is he the type of guy that's going to be able to do it on the night? And yeah, it was just so good to see him like transcend that and just against all odds, like especially, like literally against all odds, be exactly who we thought he could be.
Bro, he's GSP.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like, you take the fear and you ride it and make sure this guy cannot catch me. Oh, God. Yeah. Big shout out to Jonas. That was a good one. That was a very, very personal. That one was very personal. I feel like, obviously, for you as well, for knowing him for so long. And he's just always been the dude my way. He's helped me with pretty much every fight I've ever had.
Yeah.
He's always been like, what do I do? It's like, okay, dude, you're Southport. He's like, that's not my thing, but I'm going to do it.
Yeah. And he'll do it perfectly as well.
That's not what Jonas sounds like either, for reference. He's like, no.
Yeah, where is that going? I was about to say, it was like half the Ricky Bobby, like, right, like a cougar.
Just leave it. I'm in my own fucking world today. Fucking Ben the Blade Johnston retires. That, like, it's a bittersweet thing to me, because obviously, especially you, because he was like the best body for you, hasn't he? Hasn't he been?
Yeah, no, he's the whole reason I went there. Yeah,
it's bittersweet to see, like, one of them, or like not talented, one of the hardest working men in the sport, like, just go. But it's also like, I have so much respect for it that he's like, if it's not the UFC, that's not me. It makes sense to me.
Yeah.
Because, like, that's like literally what we like kind of bonded over when we first met. It was like, dude, if you're not being in this to be the best ever, or like to be the best in the world, why do it?
Yeah.
Like,
no, it's definitely a waste of time and energy. I'm still pretty despondent about it. To be honest, I don't think I ever will not be. Just because, like, I feel like there's so much left.
There's gas left in the tank.
Yeah, fucking oath there is.
Ding, ding, ding.
Yeah, just knowing who Ben is and, like, exactly like you said, all of that hard work that he puts into it, how much can potentially come still. But, like, we don't really know that until it's there, you know what I mean? So he's making decisions and doing what he's doing based off of where he's at right now. Yeah. Yeah, and you can't, like, know until you're there, so it's,
I think it speaks to, like, where he is with his guys.
Yeah.
Like, he literally was like, am I really going to, like, keep myself in this limbo where I might get a shot, I might not, when if I just put all my effort into these guys being the best, like, who knows? You know?
Not who knows. It's fucking done deal.
No, you know what I mean? It's like, it's him being like, who knows what energy would be wasted if not, like, in his head, he's like, I can't waste this time on myself. Got to give it to the boys and the people who are, you know, they haven't been told no. Yeah. You know, so fucking let's give them everything. That's like, it's kind of bittersweet. It's like, oh, sick. Like, Dad's going to stay home. But it's also like, oh, but Dad's sick. Yeah. Dad, you go out there and bash some cunts.
That's it. He's the talk of the town.
Exactly.
Mate, once upon a time, you should have seen Benny. You just fucking drop any cunt to walk by.
Bro, the fucking... Oh, these guys tried to jump my mate, so I waited for him up the hill behind a bush, and I jumped out and I tore my pants, and they started fucking laughing at me. Just fucking, what? Just fucking slept him. And I thought I killed him, so I ran away.
Oh, fuck.
Oh, that's not the full story for context, and the man lived, so don't worry about it. But it's just like Benny's law. Yeah. God, we should just have him in. We should book this out for like 3 hours. I'm full. Yeah,
no,
Ben.
not 3. More content.
Yeah, no, yeah, we'll space it out. Yeah, Ep 1, the blade,
the blur,
the blur, the R, and then the dare. All right, fantastic. Well, I'm going to say this. I know you don't want to talk about it because you're very modest. But 2 titles for Darcy Vendy.
Yeah, man.
The XFC Middleweight Champion and the Eternal Middleweight Champion. Like I said, this has been like the biggest year for you. Just in terms of progression as a person. And it's reflecting so well in what's happening in your career.
Yeah.
Like, I I can sit here and like shine your wheels all I want, but like, is there anything you want to say in regards to that?
Something actually that, has like come to be of late is like my reason for doing the sport has kind of changed.
Mm-hmm.
It was like a lot of this like things that were like clouding my mind and judgment like throughout the years doing all of this have, because of a lot of the personal development and everything that it's like manifested into in these wins, has kind of just like fallen by the wayside and isn't really a motivator anymore. And I had like a little bit after the Jon fight where I was honestly like, fuck, do I even want to do this anymore? Do I need to? Do I need to be this person that I like have always like wanted and tried to be? But yeah, upon like going through all of that and everything related to it, there's something else now that I see that's a lot bigger than myself, that means a lot more to me than what that did then as well. That will just help a lot more people in the long run, you know? Yeah, it's kind of it'd be such a waste to just call it now and not fulfill everything that I can and help the people that can be along the way.
You're like, you have such a good opportunity to lead by example.
Yeah.
That's like the right way to do things because you finally like figured it out. 100% get that. Obviously, like we spoke about this a couple of weeks ago, I think.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it's cool because people wouldn't know that. They just be like, there you go, bloody hard work paid off. Good for him. They don't realize all the things that go on in the background. That actually stems on to, for me, personal highlight, obviously, is got my first TKO where it felt like, again, won't go into the details of it, but it felt like, for me, in that moment, it was like, I said it to someone yesterday. I said to Sam Irvine, we were talking about it. He didn't know about the stuff before the fight, and he was like, it's wild. And I was like, yeah, dude, I fought that round like it was the last round I was ever going to fight in my life. And
then look what happened.
Yeah, it was just like, oh, okay. And after that, like in the moment, like just being filled with the emotion, it's like, oh my God, did I complete the game? Is it done? Like, is that all? Did I prove enough to myself that I can just leave this to rest now? But then, yeah, obviously you think about the other things outside. It's like, he's like, I didn't come this far to come this far.
Yeah.
You know, like you've literally opened the door for so much more, for so many more possibilities. You'd be, this is the conversation I'm having internally, you'd be foolish to waste that. Like, you could put it into other things, and I'm sure that would go well. But is that what you really want to do?
Yeah, no.
What's going to serve you will serve others.
Yeah. No, that was that conversation with Nate at the Christmas party. That was like another defining factor. Don't remember that one?
Oh, you're talking about us three?
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I know. I know.
When he was talking about that as well, I was kind of just like, Like, I don't know. Well, no, not for some reason, but because I really respect Nate.
Yeah.
And the way that he acts in the world. Yeah. Him saying what he said, I was just like, okay, I feel like bailing out right now is like the weakest thing I could possibly do. Yeah.
It's funny that that's what you hear, and that you're like, I can't bail out now. I got to be I got to set an example for other people. Other people that I want to do as well as I do better than that sort of thing. Whereas the conversation that I was having with him was completely different. Where I'm sitting there like, should I just? I can help these guys, Like, it's like, fuck, like, can I help? They're bigger than me. I can't help them as training partners. Can I help them elsewhere?
Yeah.
Especially because, again, like, Nate's the same age as me. But I've said to you from day one, like, he's like my big brother. Like, I look at Nate as like that's a man. You're a man. Ben's a man. I'm like starting to feel like a man, but I'm still kind of like, I'm a boy. I'm a fucking, like I've still got people being like, Jon, you can't fucking do that, dude. You gotta not do that. You gotta know the hierarchy, as Ben would say. And yeah, it's interesting that it makes sense because we're two completely different people in two completely different spots. But like you hear that and you're like, nah, I can't. And mine was the other. It's like, maybe you should. Maybe you should just start putting in effort elsewhere to make sure the boys are looked after. And then hopefully you'll just get enough fulfillment from that. Which, to be honest, I get a lot of fulfillment from that. Seeing the boys do well and seeing the boys get what they deserve. Yeah. Fuck. That would have been another personal highlight for me this year as well. Just like being able to like kind of show you what you're worth elsewhere. Like, and I don't even feel like we've even scratched the surface of it.
That's gonna get problematic.
But you know what I mean? Like that, unlocking that sort of, that like ability and knowing that like I can be one of those people to do that for other people. I take a lot of pride in that. That makes me.
You should, man.
No, it's help the people. That's yeah. So cool. We'll move on. Fuck you, Nate. Just kidding. Love you, Nate Law. Beat down. See you there. Oh no, we've already touched on that one, so we'll leave that. Now we're just going to get into. We've kind of done a bit of a wrap up. We're half an hour in. I feel like we're probably not doing a huge one today. Let's talk. All right, let's talk what we saw from a bit of the UFC or from the gym. I literally was like, let's do KO / performance of the year for ourselves. We're not doing awards or anything. We're not fucking. Yeah. We're just literally just generally chit chatting about this stuff. Like, we'll both give our choices. I think we should go one from TFC and one from UFC because they're the two ones that matter most to us. Because obviously we follow the UFC religiously, and TFC is our home. So, do you have a performance of the year for the TFC?
Absolutely.
I do too, and I feel like it's going to be the same. 3, 2, 1.
Nick Kepu and Alfred Stoddart.
Bang, bing, pong, boy. Yeah. Mate.
Oh.
Nikki, there was no one else. We didn't rehearse this. This was not. I sent this guy the structure for the podcast today and was like, just think about it. I knew my answer.
Yeah, I didn't even think at all. It was that's deep in the recesses of my mind.
Nick Slick Kepu knocks out Alfred Stoddart in the very first round of Beatdown 8, I think it was. I was there live. Check out the YouTube on TFC's YouTube. Not Time to Invest. That should have been mine. But I have been filled with such joy. But just for someone, like I said, who's such a good man, to get such a clean result, you just can't not love Nicky. Yeah. You just can't not love Nick Kepu. I don't know if you can, you're a piece of garbage, and I'd love to see you in person. Darcy, you go ahead.
Yeah, just to finally be able to like reap the fruits of his labor, you know, and especially it being like his one coming back into it, kind of.
Yeah,
and then for it to happen in that manner, like it was everything that he deserved and more. It was very like. Felt like a make or break type of situation. And then when it did happen, it was just like, fuck, yeah, nobody deserves that more than him. And for it to be in that manner as well. Like, and I remember, there's like all of the fucking Reddit drama that Alfred partakes in for some weird reason. Saying that he was like, I don't know, fighting a random kickboxer.
Random Muay Thai guy.
Yeah, exactly. Like, come on, mate. And then, for it to be like pretty much the exact same strat as when I fought him and then to do it to him again.
kind of better.
Yeah.
Like, the fact that like sleeps him and then somehow wakes up and he's like, I'm going to sleep you again. Yeah. Just chases him across.
You haven't learned, boy. Yeah. Just so good. So good for the team. That was, again, like a really, when that one went past, I was like, I feel like we're fucking boys now.
Yeah.
Like me and Nick.
Yep.
Yeah.
I felt privileged to be there in the aftermath. Like filming it, I was kind of like, I don't want to be filming this. I want to just be here enjoying this. Like, obviously, Ben and Jarvi were paying me to do a job at that point. So I was like, film it, mate. Have it all there. But watching him and Benny, like, embrace his brother, and, like, he's crying, and he's like, oh, dude, like, this, it just means so much to him. I love that.
Yeah.
I can't really speak to how much, like, joy it fills me to see someone like that get that result.
Yeah.
And also, he's the coolest motherfucker ever after he wins. That dance and shit, dude. Imagine we tried to do that. We'd look like absolute fucking dickheads.
No joke. Yeah.
Nicki and sexual chocolate in full force.
There was a split second where I was thinking about that after seeing it. I was like, I can never fucking pull anything like that off.
No.
Yeah.
No. You were like,
literally the finger thing and nothing else.
dude, even like, yeah, it's the finger thing, yelling at someone that like, you're like, oh, you've disproven or you've proven yourself too. And then, or just bawling your eyes out and running around like an idiot like me. That I don't think that looked very good, but it was me. So it's what it was.
I think that's exactly you.
I couldn't do the dance.
A performer.
Nicki's a performer.
Yeah.
That was like, literally, like, you can feel R&B playing as it starts. You're like, oh, now Alfred got knocked out. But yeah, all right. Performance of the year that's put to bed for TFC. Nick Kepu, number 1. UFC.
Yeah, I would say, well, my personal one rather is, Alex and Ilia Topuria. I'm just like, it's like, I'm going to sound like a fuckwit saying all of this, but I'm a really big fan of the, like, top level guys in the UFC that aren't winning because they're ahead of the meta. They have the same tool sets as everybody else, and they're just outplaying them.
Yep.
Like, they're using their brains well. Massive fan of Henry, massive fan of TJ. I felt like, and that's not even the reason that is the case for that fight. I liked that fight because it kind of like silenced a bit of hype that I don't necessarily think was, don't get me wrong, Alex is fucking ridiculous and like was the guy at that time. But I felt like he was very much so the same fighter every fight, and the holes that were there were always there, and people were just like blinded by the fact that he was winning, thinking that those problems weren't there. And Ilia just kind of walked in, did exactly what he was supposed to, and just like put it to bed, you know? It's like, again, kind of weird because it feels like I'm like,
you're ragging on Alex and taking away from Ilia's performance. But
No. I'm taking like happiness out of somebody's like failings.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Just I like, it's like a reality check for the sport.
I was just about to say, for those who don't realize, this guy respects the sport. He's like, if you can do what you're supposed to do, you should win.
Yeah.
Like, if you know how to play the game best, you deserve to win. That is how, like, that's pretty fair to say, right?
Yeah, no, 100%. Yeah, that's why, like, everybody that kind of rags on Drickus, I'm like, bro, who gives a fuck? Doesn't matter. He's getting the dubs. He's a tactical genius. Like, he's going out there with his big Safa bones and putting people down, and it doesn't matter because you can't beat it. Like,
tell me my technique's bad now.
Yeah. Oh, fuck.
All right, we're back.
And we're back.
I had to quickly run out and pee, but just on that, we were talking about Dricus, but this is on the back end of saying, like, strategy and tactics, like, wins. If you can do everything, you should just, you should win. Yeah. If you deserve to win because you're better at playing the game, exactly that. Well, we're going to seem like a couple of bloody shills for Ilia because mine was Ilia versus Max. Obviously, everything goes along with it. Like, Max is known as incredibly hard to finish, incredibly hard to knock out. You can't knock him out. He's never been knocked out. He's never been dropped, supposedly. I think they counted one of the things in the fight with Gaethje as a knockdown. Or maybe it wasn't, but he said, I remember getting hit and thinking that would have counted as a knockdown.
No.
That's what Max said after the Justin fight. But I don't know. Everyone, it's weird because I love the people. Like I love people like Rob who don't shine their own wheels. They're just like, oh mate, we're gonna go out there and find out. Who knows? He might bash me. And it's like, oh okay, that's sick. And then he goes out there and usually flogs that person. But I love someone who just like, I love Ilya. I love the like, yeah, bro, I'm better than you. I'm gonna knock you out.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh yeah, we're gonna see. We're gonna find out. We're gonna find out. He's like, yeah, we are going to find out. You're going to die. It's like, that's sick. He's so confident. And then he just the way he did it, like,
Yeah.
just it just did not. I don't know. And I love people who are so good at using like their tools. Like the whole like don't show more than you need to.
Yeah.
Like that whole thing. Like yeah, you can go there and throw spin and wheel kicks all you want, bro. Like you're just showing people you have the ability. If it's not being done for any purpose other than the fact to show that you have the ability or hoping that it'll luckily land, that dude knocks out everyone with a left hook. Yeah. He knocks out everyone with an overhand right. Like he's just so good at chucking his hands up, marching people down and just going boom, boom, boom. Or catching people as they like switch stances and stuff like that. Because I think that's what he did to Max.
Yeah.
And it was just obviously, yeah, everything on Max and what Max represented in the sport. It's like similar to yours, where it's like you never want to be the dude who tries to be the first one to knock him out.
Yeah.
Ilya wasn't trying to be the first person to knock him out. He was trying to beat him, and he knew he'd knock him out if he just fought the way he fights.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. And I also just like personally really resonate with a little midget man with big arms and good boxing. That's I love that. Good solid base.
Nah, he's a fucking breath of fresh air in the sport. Like a specialist that doesn't like get their judgment clouded by the fact they're a specialist and they like stick to good overarching strategy. Yeah, every single fight that he walks into, he just somehow manages to like steer it back into the vector that he's good at.
Khabib.
Yeah, exactly. It's
like,
same deal.
Yeah, bro. I don't throw body kicks or head kicks. Guess what?
Yeah.
I don't fucking need to. You know I'm not going to throw them, but I'm going to put these hands on you.
Actually. Very fucking cool.
All right. Well, that's good. We're big Ilya supporters over here, as you can tell. Also Volk supporters. Volk's a good guy. Come on. Fucking hell. Disrespect. And Druckus, good job.
Yeah.
Fight of the year. Let's just go UFC, not TFC, because that's like, I think yours was fight of the year, in my opinion.
So does Eternal MMA.
There you go. Really? They thought it was fight of the year?
They posted it.
How did you see that? No,
I
I
don't
didn't
remember now.
Well,
someone showed me.
Fantastic.
Oh, wait, was it Nate? I don't know.
Maybe it was, yeah. No,
Yeah.
sick. Cool. Well, I agree with that. But, that's not for discussion. There was like, there weren't really any wars from TFC. Like, it's not like there was a fucking, there wasn't a Justin Max Holloway. Like, there wasn't anything in that respect. It was yours. And it was, what?
Oh, it's just kind of like weird now that you've like, used the term war. Didn't feel like one when I was in it, but looking from the outside, like in post, it's like, oh yeah, that was pretty hectic.
That's what I mean. But it wasn't even, it was just back and forth.
Yeah.
Exactly. Sync that up, Cade. Shout out to Cade Roberts. Good guy. Well then, so I'll go first for fight of the year for UFC. Mine personally, Alex Pereira versus Khalil Roundtree. Even though it was a frustrating fight to watch, it was kind of cool just to see like the smaller dude put it on like who's perceived to be a god now. Yeah, like Alex is Barna, like he's the guy.
Yeah,
right now in the UFC, there's no one else. Like Jon Jones can pretend he is, but it's like, really?
Yeah,
come on, man. And then Alex has just literally fought everyone. Like, he just fights everyone. And you can tell he's fully like, fuck it, bro. Sharma, like, I'm going to get you.
Yeah.
Like, doesn't get another dude who is a specialist and knows it. He's like, what? Like, I don't know. Just watching that fight and watching Khalil just like absolutely like pour his heart into it. Like, he tried everything he could. I still think if he could switch stance and move into orthodox, he would have had a really good opportunity to knock out Alex. But yeah, that to me was like, that's everything you can ask for in a fight of the year. Like, both guys getting hurt, both guys bleeding, both guys showing that they're capable of really, like, it looked like either one could finish the other. And then one just overpowering, just being like, yeah, dude, you went as hard as you could for as long as you could. And now I'm going to like fucking piece you up until like you're forced to like go down. That was my pick.
No, I get it. I literally just can't get by the fact that he can't move to his right.
That I had to set
Like,
that aside.
the
Well,
blue-
I'm not saying after what we said about Islam and Dustin that's the fight.
That's kind of where I was going. Though.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. No, it was Islam versus Dustin for me. I'm sure there was like heaps of other good ones because, like I said before, I was really pretty disinterested in the UFC in general. But yeah, that more than anything, just being able to see somebody diffuse the specialist in that way and then like make him use his secondary skill sets. That's sick. I love seeing that. Same as like a Rob Yoel.
Yep.
Rob just being like, nah, dude, you're not doing any of that fucking like bottle rocket striking and like the hyper athlete wrestling stuff. Like you're going to have to fight a real fight today. Yeah, I love seeing that. Yeah, just diffuse their like main skill sets and then go like, all right, now like we've got a whole plethora of other stuff that we can use. Let's see how you go when you do that. Yeah, and like seeing somebody kind of like being brought back to earth a little bit. Yeah.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
We'll
It's
see.
just good to see Islam look a little bit more human.
That I'll be honest, that was my toss up. It was those two. But I was like, I'm not going to say Islam Dustin because A, I did have a feeling you would. And B, I was like, not after the whole like, and not even, it was just like, oh, how funny is it that Dustin gets so much praise for surviving him like for as long as he did. It's like, wow, man, you must be really good. You only got subbed in the 5th. It's like, Islam is so good. All right, well there we go. Let's what? Oh well. This is under a category what to expect next year, but we're just going to quickly talk about this because it'd be silly not to. It's the popular story at the moment. Conor McGregor is fighting Logan Paul in boxing in India. Yeah, you didn't see the small change that I sent to you, did
No.
you? You know, I said I've made a small change. I resent it to you.
No, I was literally, yeah, go on. I was doing other stuff.
It'd be nice if you could take this seriously. To be fair, it's like buried in a bunch of notes here. Yeah, Conor McGregor's fighting Logan Paul in a boxing match in Mumbai as part of the Visit India campaign.
What the fuck is going on with the world?
He's getting 200.
What is
He's
that?
getting 250 mil.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
Wait, Conor is?
Conor's getting 250 mil.
Dude.
Oh, Logan will probably get it as well. It's by like
How-
it's one of the richest families in India that's like running it or sanctioning it. Or whatever you wanna
Logan
call it.
is like low to high 9. He's in like the 90s, hey?
Of millions.
No. Wait.
Oh yeah, he's a big boy.
Yeah.
He'd
What's
be-
the go? Did they say like what weight is going to happen at?
No, it's happening.
What the fuck
Like,
is going on?
It'll be like an exhibition boxing fight, and they're gonna sort it out.
Bro, we need to rock up to like the Instagram offices and just fucking petrol fire the whole joint.
Just
Because
saying,
that's what
dude.
happens with this.
I'm just saying, dude. Like, I'm one pro fight off fighting Jake Paul or something. He'd be like, sick, a little bantamweight. Fucking yeah, let's go. No leg kicks.
Keep talking that shit, baby. We'll see what happens.
Full cage kit. No, don't. I didn't mean that. Yeah. Well, that's thoughts. I don't really.
I
have
don't know. Is he even going to make it there? He will probably because it's boxing, let's be real. It's not like an actual fight. I was thinking, like, is he going to be able to get past, like, all of the coke and hookers that are going to come along the way? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, is he going to be able to walk through, like, they'll call it, like, a 6-week camp or something, and it's, like, him hitting the bag with cameras on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
As long as he, like, can make the
like-
limit of 92 kilos.
The guy with the pillow. You know the round zone? He's like, boom, Mr. Tasty Shots. You're like, oh, yeah, sick, bro.
Yeah.
It'll be so sick when Logan's up there and you've been practicing here.
Yeah. No, it'll be... Yeah, fuck.
Do you reckon we ever see him fighting MMA again?
No. Absolutely not. Sorry.
It's not even like... The sad thing is it's not even sad anymore.
Yeah, no. It's
Like I used to be such
They're
a...
literally
Like,
just looking at a drug addict. It's like... Think about like how this was back in the day with like Mike Tyson and stuff like that. We're just seeing the modern version of it.
I
and
know.
it's just like it's way more at the forefront because of social media.
but doesn't it suck that it has to happen to all of them? Like, why can't you just make millions of... Why can't you be Alex Pereira? Why can't everyone be Alex Pereira? Why can't you make millions of dollars and still just be a fucking sick cunt? Why do you have to become a crazy nutcase who strangles women and does rack and boys bare knuckle?
I was going to say, you should not be making that face. I feel like if there's anybody that...
No, hey. That's the end of that. That's the end of that, Sinead. Well, yeah, that's like, I suppose that's the big story.
I'll actively be doing something else when that is on.
Bike ride?
Yeah.
Fix the tire.
I don't know. I'm not
Yeah.
playing into that.
But what if it's the last time he fights?
So be it.
God, I'm
Bro,
gonna
there's other things that are more important that I've got to do.
Sounds like an elliptical job to me.
Exactly.
And obviously we spoke about it last episode. What's to come? You looking like March.
Yep.
Defending the title.
Yeah.
And then what else?
Contender in July.
Contender in July.
I think it's in July.
That'd be cool.
Yep. That would be cool.
That will be cool. Yeah. That's given. That's happening. Yeah. And then
Wherever you go there fourth.
yeah.
What about you?
Well, I don't know. Still up in the air. Do what I need to do now in terms of rehab. Get myself back into the gym. Hopefully by the end of January. That's like my goal. Like I need to be back training by January.
Yeah.
I'm just like that. Just needs to be a thing. I can't keep not being at the gym. Like there's only so many days that I can jump around pretending that I'm bracing my core like Elliot and Maria. Being like, I'm gonna get Max Holloway one day. It'll be dips. I'll knock out the knockoutable Australian Max Holloway.
First to do it.
Number one. Hate that, Josh Kane. And what else? So hopefully back then, and I would like to think that I can fight in April. I know Proving Grounds has something going on, so hopefully talk to Robin, and yeah, that would be ideal. Do some more work on outsider stuff for yourself and another fighter in the stable, unnamed. And yeah, that's pretty much it. I'm just keen to see what fucking TFC does, eh? Like, we've just got it was a year ago at the Christmas party when Benny was like sort of rinsing us with love and just being like, to you specifically, he's like, boys, it's going to be so good. Things are going to like bloody, he knew the stocks were going to be up. He could feel it and we could all feel it. And we were just like, this is sick. And it's just cool to have hindsight of a year there. It's like Dana always says, like, oh, wait till you see what we do next year.
Yeah.
Like for every UFC, it's like, yeah, okay. It's actually feeling like that's the case. Actually feeling like it's just going to get bigger and better. Better decisions, better training, better outcomes. Better just that's what I'm excited for.
Yeah. Very excited. I feel like just bring it back to being all about me. Feel like really happy with where things are at because it's going to be a massive force multiplier for everybody else.
Yeah.
Think about all of the times that like we've had the conversation about being like, oh, this guy's going to be the one that opens the door for everyone else. I know I've had that conversation over the course of my time training about other people. I don't know, probably like 10 times at least. There's been like 10 guys where it's like, this guy's going to be the one. This guy's going to be the one. I'm going to be the one.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's just cool to know that like, yeah, all of the effort that has been like put in along the way is going to like pay dividends for all of the people that have helped along the way. Yeah. Everybody that's still like putting in the same work that we've been putting in this whole time, they're going to get to reap the rewards of it
Way sooner.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. It's cool. It's obviously for me, I've always thought that. I was always like, he's the fucking. Is no one like obviously at the old gym? I was like, is no one seeing what's going on over here? Why is this guy not leading the charge? We should all be getting on this team. Yeah, it's cool to know that you know that now as well, because I feel like you're someone who does better with like expectation and accountability, especially for yourself.
Crazy to think that now, hey?
Well, yeah.
Because it's been like contrary, but
I think it's like, you're a cat. Who knows he's a cat? That's like before you just refuse to acknowledge you're a cat.
Yeah.
And now you're like, nah, I've got to do it. I feel like we said that at Lime Cordial.
Yeah.
We just got like, we're just on it. And we're just like, dude, you're going to have to be the dude.
That was kind of the big thing with Benny retiring as well. That was like, I was just like, oh, fuck. It is all on me. Even more so now. Yeah.
That's sick.
It is.
That's the main takeaway. Don't anyone listen to this and think that this guy feels like that's a burden.
I'm so ready for it. Everyone's fucked.
This guy is the man he needs to be now. So, yeah. Well, that's awesome. I think we'll wrap it there. All right.
Cool.
Say, if you guys like this, please like and subscribe to our YouTube channel, Time to Invest. Time to the number invest. Full stop. You can follow him at the Usurper MMA on Instagram. You can follow me at daddy_ravioli_MMA on Instagram as well. Daddy with an I. Another quick thank you to Replenish and Musashi and Cage Kit. Big things in the pipeline for 2025. Is there anything else you'd like to say?
Love me, mates.
I love me mates too. Until next. Ding, ding, ding.